You're not going to believe the huge life safety issue I found on this inspection.
Hi everyone, it's Deb from Deb's RV Services, and today I get to inspect a 2013 Thor Siesta on a Mercedes chassis. This thing is adorable. Stay tuned and let's see what I find. Okay, we're doing a hot skin test now. So I've got my voltmeter set to volts AC, and I'm going around to all the metal on the unit to make sure that there's no voltage. Okay, nothing here. Nothing. I'm going to go under and get something of the frame. Nothing there. I'm going to go around to the other side now and find some metal spots over here. Nothing. And nothing. That's good. So I'm going to continue to kind of go around on the other side and make sure that there's no voltage. So I'm just checking out the sidewalls and making sure that everything looks good. And I like to use my little handy flashlight so that I can take a nice close look, see if there's any scratches or dings. A little chip there. Looks pretty good. Okay. So as I'm looking around to the rear lights and making sure that everything works correctly, I looked up and noticed that one of the covers was missing off of a rear light. Looking in the cargo area. Everything looks good in here. A little bit of lifted flooring in here, but nothing that bad. Ooh, so this panel's a little bit loose in here. I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay, so when I press on this, so it's a little loose. Now I'm taking a look at the rear cap and just making sure that there's no dings or scuff marks, cracks, anything like that. It's dimly lit back here, so I'm using my flashlight to really get a close look at everything. Okay, so I'm finding some scuff marks, and then I want to show you something I found on the window. Right there, window seal is starting to separate. So that does happen frequently as RVs age and gets sun exposure. I was also taking note of some things I found on here, which were very minor. Can you see that little crack right there? It looks like a spider. So there's things like that that I find. And there was another one up here. So they're just little tiny crackles in the paint. And I just like to point them out. As RVs age, it's really just minor wear and tear. But if I can take some pictures of those things, I like to show my client. So I have to inspect the street side sidewall now, and it's a little more difficult because I have the wall on this side. There's not a lot of room between. So I'm going to do the best I can in here And then we are going to pull it out at the end. And so I'll take another look at the things I couldn't see, with this limited space. So I was just kind of looking at the sealant along this is the street side rear end cap piece or trim piece. And you can kind of see how the sealant looks good there. But then when you get up right here, you can see that there's separation. So that's something that you want to have repaired. And then it's fine again. And then it starts to separate a little bit more as you get higher. There's little gaps there. So you always want to tidy those things up. It's important to keep the water out. I'm looking at the water heater. This looks really clean and nice. A lot nicer than mine. So I just look and see if there's any debris inside. I'm also looking for this right here. This is a sealant. Let me take you a little bit closer. So this sealant right here, that has to be around the gas line. And so we look for that whenever we're doing our inspections. So you need to have that. It helps with preventing fires. So it's a fire resistant sealant for gas lines on your water heater.
I'm taking a look underneath the slide, and one of the things that I look for is any rot, water damage, or it could be rusty screws. So if you're looking underneath and you're looking at the different screw heads there and you see rust, then it could mean that there is some water damage going on underneath the slide. I noticed fluid coming out of one of the cargo shocks. I accidentally bumped it and it squirted fluid out. Never seen that before.
Okay, I'm up on the roof and I'm looking around and I came across something I thought you guys should see. See over here in this corner, this is over at the back end of the RV. You can see this coming up. So this sealant is lifting, okay? So that concerns me that there could be water. So I start feeling around. There's a little bit of gift there. So this corner has me concerned. Okay, so yeah, this is a good one to show you. If you look, this is the front cap. Look at this sealant. All those cracks. So, and then when you tap, I don't know if you can tell, but it's loose. The roofing material has loosened all across here. So there's definitely been some water intrusion. And it goes all the way down. So the owner said that they only look at sealant once every 3 to 4 years. They didn't know that they were supposed to look at it sooner. And it should be every season is what I tell them. So I ran the awning out and it worked just fine. But then when I ran it back in, I noticed that the awning mechanism doesn't lock in completely on this arm. See right there? It's supposed to lock in like that. And this one is not locking in. Therefore, you can see up at the top that it's not fully locked into place. Okay, everyone, I finished with the outside, and now we're going to take a look at the inside. So let's take a look around and see what we find. I'll give you guys a little look. Look at how nice and homey they made it look. Isn't that cute? It reminds me of one that you might find on Outdoorsy or something. I love these kind of small RVs for single travelers. I think it's really easy you just have your little bed in the back, your bathroom, your little breakfast nook, and then your kitchen right here. And then you can just get in the driver's seat and go. Well, this is the first thing I found, but it seems like it's every time I inspect one of these RVs. These things don't work well at all. They just, ugh, they need to come up with a better design, but yeah, it doesn't look so good. So I got the slide to come in, but now it doesn't want to go out. So I'm going to try to extend and nothing. Okay. It retracted just a corner, so I think it might be off. And when I try to extend, it does nothing. Looks like we need a service tech. One of the things that I noted was they keep a rug down here. That could have thrown it off. I moved it out of the way, but that's the problem with decorating things with rugs on these RV floors. It can throw the slide off. So I'm over at the battery, and what I was doing is I was trying to confirm that the converter was working properly. So I'm looking for like something around 13.4 volts. Well, I used my voltmeter and I hooked up my leads. I can't do it while I'm holding the phone. I have to figure out a way to do that. And I tested out the batteries, but I was only getting like 12.1 and electric shore power was on. So I was really kind of confused until I looked over here and noticed that the battery was disconnected. It was on the disconnect. So I pressed this, connected the battery, and then it came to 13.1. The batteries are very low, so the batteries are going to need to be changed out. So solved that problem. Okay. I am looking up in the bedroom in one of the cubbies, and I find this soot. The camera needs to focus a little bit better. There we go. Isn't that weird? I don't know what that's from. And look back here. Worse back here. Look at that. This is kind of loose. Never know what you're going to find in an RV. Whoa. All the way across. Interesting stuff. And then I noticed on the outside there's these scuff marks up here. I wonder if we have the same thing in this cupboard. Let's look. I need my light. Nope. I don't see the same thing in here. So I need to show you guys this. I came over here and I started waving my, I was trying to get the propane detector to go off and nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. I couldn't even push the button. So I unscrewed it. I was going to check the date and everything. And I need to show you what happened when I unscrewed it. It's hooked to nothing. Oh my God, this is a first for me. Wow, no protection at all. So I always check to make sure that the shower door works as it should. And I came over here and this seems to be kind of off its track. And then I try to, you know, close it. It won't really move. And I can't fix it because that's not why I'm here. I'm here to inspect it. But I'm not quite sure. I believe that this little mechanism has to go in there. But again, I'm not here to fix. I'm here to inspect. So I just try to see if the door works like it should. And when it doesn't, I report it to my client. Okay, so that's it with this week's inspection. And I just wanted to kind of clarify that I know I laughed at the big life safety issue being that there was like no connection at all with the propane and carbon monoxide detector. And it was only funny to me because I just can't believe some of the things that I find.
but that's actually extremely dangerous. And you always want to make sure that all your life safety items, all your detectors are always working and they're always up to date. They need to be replaced every 5 years. So you can unscrew the area, you can look at the back, you can find the date. With your smoke detectors, you can do the same thing. You can unscrew it from the ceiling and you can look at the back and find the date. But you always want to make sure that all those things are up to date and current. So thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe and comment below. See you next time.